Chapter 1. Two fathers, two roads. Robert had two dads. One had PhDs, ties, and government paychecks. The other never finished 8th grade, but knew how money moved. One said, "Study hard, get a job." The other said, "Learn how money works, then make it work for you." That contrast wasn't just parental, it was financial philosophy. One taught security, the other freedom. At 9 years old, Robert faced a question: who do I listen to? That choice changed his life and made him a millionaire. He began to see the world through two lenses. One was tinted by tradition: go to school, get good grades, climb the ladder. The other was shaded with questions: what is an asset? What is a liability? How do the rich get richer even in a crisis? It wasn't a fair fight, but it was a necessary one. Robert learned that financial intelligence doesn't begin with wealth. It begins with a shift in thinking. That shift started with observing how each dad handled money. Poor dad paid bills first, saved last. Rich dad paid himself first, then managed the rest. The idea was simple. If you treat money like a master, it rules your life. If you treat it like a servant, it works for you. Robert watched his poor dad stress over bills, making career decisions based on benefits and pensions. His rich dad focused on how his money could work for him while he slept. At school, Robert was praised for academic success. But at home, rich dad praised him for asking questions about cash flow, taxes, and leverage. That dual perspective created the foundation of Robert's financial mindset. Chapter 2. The Myth of the Rat Race. Rich, Dad never called it a career. He called it a trap. Work, earn, spend, repeat. Poor Dad believed in promotions, pensions, and paychecks. Rich Dad believed in assets, leverage, and cash flow. Robert watched people get raises and stay broke. The problem wasn't income, it was habits. He realized early, the more you make, the more you spend, unless you rewire how you think about money. Most people live for the weekend. Rich Dad lived for opportunity. The rat race isn't about how fast you run. It's about running in circles. Robert wanted out. So he stopped looking for raises and started looking for returns. He saw it everywhere. College graduates with 6 figures of debt, upgrading lifestyles every time they got a raise. No savings, no investments, just more stuff. The wheel turned faster, but they were still trapped. Rich Dad told him, "Don't climb the ladder, own the building." Every time someone bought a new car with their bonus or upgraded their house after a promotion, Robert saw a deeper trap. Debt, obligations, lifestyle inflation. They weren't getting richer, just shinier. Chapter 3. The real definition of wealth. Rich. Dad had a simple definition. Wealth is not measured in income, it's measured in time. If you stopped working today, how long could you live the same lifestyle? Most people answer a few weeks, maybe a few months. But Robert learned, if your money works harder than you do, you can live forever on its momentum. The goal isn't to make millions. The goal is to stop needing to make millions. Wealth is freedom, not Ferraris, not watches. Freedom to choose your time, your purpose, your life. Every dollar should be a soldier. If they come back with reinforcements, you're building wealth. If they disappear on liabilities, you're digging a hole. Robert learned to track not just how much he earned, but how much time that income bought him. Passive income became his scorecard. Not job titles, not salary brackets. Chapter 4. The school system doesn't teach money. Robert went to school, got the grades, memorized dates, took tests. But not once did anyone teach him how to file taxes, invest, build credit, or buy a property. Poor Dad praised academic intelligence. Rich Dad praised financial IQ. One got degrees, the other got freedom. Schools reward memory, not mastery. They prepare students for jobs, not for wealth. And in that gap, generations stay broke. Robert decided, if schools won't teach me, I'll teach myself. Through books, through mentors, through mistakes. He started reading Rich Dad's favorite books. He attended seminars. He got his hands dirty in real estate deals. And in every step, he learned something schools never taught: how to think like the wealthy. Robert's biggest lessons didn't come with diplomas. They came with risk, failure, and experience. Chapter 5. The Power of Assets. Rich Dad's Golden Rule. Buy assets, not liabilities. Most people think their house is an asset. It's not. Not unless it pays you. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes it out. Simple. Rental property? Asset. Car loan? Liability. Robert started small. A little house, then another, then a business. Soon, money flowed in while he slept. Assets don't complain, don't call in sick. They just work. The middle class buys liabilities thinking they're assets. The wealthy? They buy assets and let those buy the rest. He watched Rich Dad turn laundromats, apartments, and small businesses into cash flow machines. He learned the magic of compound returns, not in theory, but in checks that showed up every month. His asset column grew slowly, then rapidly. And each time he reinvested, his freedom expanded. Chapter 6. Don't work for money, make money. Work for you at 16, Robert had a job. Minimum wage. Long hours. He was miserable. Rich Dad said, "That's good. Feel that pain. Now learn how to never be stuck there again." Money is a tool, not a god. Don't chase it. Master it. He taught Robert how to spot opportunity, negotiate, and build. That mindset unlocked everything. Most people work for money. The rich learn how money works. Then they flip the roles. They let money chase them through dividends, royalties, rents. Money never sleeps. So why should it sit idle? Robert began investing in paper assets, small businesses, and properties. He let his money take the risks so he didn't have to. Chapter 7. Mindset. Money poor dad feared risk. He said, "What if you lose?" Rich Dad welcomed it. He said, "What if you learn?" The rich don't avoid risk. They manage it. Through knowledge, through mentors, through persistence. Robert failed. Often. But each failure taught him leverage. The rich don't work harder. They think differently. Mindset is the first asset. Without it, even $1 million opportunity slips through your fingers. He learned that wealth starts as an internal shift. You don't earn your way into wealth, you believe your way there first. Resilience, curiosity, courage. These traits made more millionaires than luck ever could. Chapter 8. The Cashflow Quadrant. Robert drew a square. 4 boxes. Top left, E, employee. Bottom left, S, self-employed. Top right, B, business owner. Bottom right, I, investor. Poor dad lived on the left side. He worked for money. Rich dad lived on the right side. Money worked for him. The goal wasn't to make more income. It was to move to the right side. Employees trade time for money. Investors trade money for time. Freedom lives on the right side. But the bridge to get there is education. He realized each quadrant had its own language. Employees talk about benefits. Investors talk about equity. And if you don't speak the right language, you can't play the right game. Chapter 9. Taxes and the invisible drain. Rich. Dad didn't hate taxes. He understood them. Employees get taxed first, then spend. Investors spend first, then get taxed. Robert learned the rules of corporations, depreciation, and loopholes. Not to cheat, to compete. He realized the game is rigged for the informed. You don't need to be a billionaire to play smart. Just smarter than the average consumer. He watched how corporations paid zero in taxes while earning millions. The trick? Knowing the code and playing by it legally. Robert set up entities, structured deals, and protected assets. He wasn't avoiding taxes. He was optimizing his financial engine. Chapter 10. Building generational wealth. Rich Dad never aimed for riches. He aimed for legacy. He taught Robert to build systems, not just savings. To buy time, not just toys. Robert started teaching others. Books, games, talks. Because real wealth isn't hoarded, it's shared. Generational wealth isn't just money. It's mindset, systems, and stories passed down. If you die rich but your kids stay poor in mindset, you failed. He built financial education tools so that others wouldn't need to guess. Because true wealth is when your children inherit wisdom, not just dollars. Chapter 11. Final lessons. Your mindset is your most valuable asset. Your financial education is never complete. Money is a slave, not a master. The poor work for money. The rich make money work. Robert wasn't the smartest kid, but he asked better questions. Today he's free, because at 9 years old he made a choice. Final words. Your turn, the world will teach you how to spend. Ads, banks, even schools. But if you want to be rich, teach yourself how to earn. Rich Dad showed Robert the door. Robert walked through. Now it's your turn. Start with a question. What is your asset? Then take action. One step. One investment. One shift in mindset. Freedom isn't a finish line. It's a daily decision. choose wisely. Choose freedom. If this video opened your eyes, don't keep it to yourself. Like it, share it, and subscribe for more real talk about money, freedom, and the quiet game of wealth. Your future self will thank you.